First tonight, shifting from paper-based systems to efficient digital processes. DigiLearn Bahamas looking to tackle this growing challenge within Bahamian workspaces. Plus, renovations at the Deadman's Key Airport set to begin tomorrow, causing airlines to relocate in Long Island. The nation's carrier has an update. And later, a new Bahamian-inspired card game is here to take over game night. A Grand Bahama entrepreneur is soft-launching Tanka Bahamas, guaranteed to take your next kickback to the next level. We've got the details for these stories and so much more as Our News Weekend starts now. This is Our News Weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Megan Shepard. DigiLearn Bahamas continuing its mission of strengthening digital skills and readiness through its recent public forum, challenging organizations to move beyond paper-based systems and to fully embrace modern technology in the workplace. Held at the University of the Bahamas under the theme The Digital Shift, Embracing Technology in the Workplace. The forum urged participants to tackle performative modernization. Guest speaker, Director of Marketing and Communications at Cloud Carib, Olivia Dorset, says the fight isn't against technology, but rather ritual.
But we're fighting ritual, complacency, ease of doing business, but for who? So here's the punchline. Every time we do this, we are not being thorough. We are just paying what I like to call a friction tax. And we pay for it in time and money and talent. And this isn't modernization. This is something I like to call process gravity. This is this invisible force that drags us back to the old way, this gravity that keeps pulling us back, even when the new way, the digital way, is right here in front of us.
Dorset says having access to technology does not automatically equate to being modern, drawing examples from other countries. Dorset adding that many organizations mistake surface-level changes for real transformation.
We have it. We're not using it. So downloading a form is not digital transformation. Printing it is not digital transformation. Driving it to an office so someone can retype it is not digital transformation. It's digital cosplay. It looks modern from a distance, but up close, it's still paper with extra steps added. So here is the real threat to the Bahamas. It's not that we're too small to compete. It's not that we're too comfortable with friction to change. Other countries like Estonia have figured out how to make government and business feel like an app. Meanwhile, we are still making customers feel like their full-time job is to be a courier system.
And further putting the issue into a global context, Dorset noted that digital adoption is accelerating worldwide.
In 2025, the ITU estimated that about 6 billion people, that's about 74% of the world, are online. So the world is not waiting on our comfort level, the world is moving without us. And you see it when local companies begin finding themselves forced to upgrade to meet those global standards.
She also challenged the common narratives that slow progress locally.
Line number one, the Bahamas is too small. No, we are not too small, we are too tolerant of friction. Line number two, digital is a nice to have. No, digital transformation in the workplace, it's school, it's your money, it's your healthcare, it's your pension. Line number three, I'm not a techie person, so I just call my son or daughter to do it for me. No, it means I don't want to be uncomfortable for 10 minutes. So I get it, not everybody wants to, ask a basic question, but everyone's learning at the same time. There are people who are creating AI that are learning about it as they do it. So there's nothing wrong with asking the questions.
Works and Family Island Affairs Minister Clay Sweeting this week providing an update on the long-awaited Glass Window Bridge project. The project was originally slated to begin in November last year with an $86.3 million price tag. But that project has experienced setbacks due to logistical challenges. Our news team caught up with Sweeting this week on the sidelines of the Bahamas Business Outlook at Bahamar. He says residents should soon see movement.
We have already identified a contractor. Cabinet has approved the contractor. We've had a rigorous bidding over the past 6 months to a year. So we're finalizing the loan documents with the Bridge Authority and the Ministry of Finance. So we would hope that within a few weeks you will see the contract signed and mobilization started in Glass Window Bridge.
Sweeting, who also serves as a member of Parliament for Central and South Eleuthera, says this project is just one of several around the country aimed at introducing new infrastructure and, in some cases, improving old infrastructure.
The other bridges we have started the process the same way we did with the glass window. It would be a total of 9 bridges now throughout the country in Andros, Exuma, the bridge that connects Coral World Key, and New Providence, there by Abbott Key. So throughout the country, we have 9 bridges that we're getting.
Meantime, it's all systems go for renovations to begin at the Deadman's Key Airport in Long Island. Managing Director of Bahamas Air, Tracy Cooper, advising the public that as of Monday, January 19th, operations will now be relocated to the Stella Maris Airport in order to facilitate those renovations.
Where the runway is being renovated and expanded in Deadman's Key. So the airport will be shut down as of the 18th of January, and all Bahamas Air flights will be facilitated through the Stella Maris Airport. This is indeed an exciting time as the runway length will be expanded to 6,500 feet, which will allow Bahamas Air to utilize any of its aircraft to its full capacity.
Cooper says once renovations are complete, the airline will be able to utilize larger airplanes, which translates to increased passenger capacity.
Where we're presently supplying Long Island with around 12,000 seats a year, Bahamas Air will be able to double that to around 24,000 seats a year without having to increase the frequency. So this is indeed a good thing. So we'd just like to advise passengers, please, for any travels out of Long Island over the next 7 months, that they're to do this from the Stella Maris Airport. Please be aware that there will be no charges to the changes, as all of this is to facilitate the closure of the Deadman's Key Airport.
And 2 Family Island schools are set to get major upgrades to their sporting facilities. Bahamas Striping Group of Companies signing multi-million-dollar contracts for the completion of athletic tracks at the L.N. Coakley High School in Exuma and the Preston H. Aubrey High School in Eleuthera. Bahamas Striping General Manager Melanie Roach gave an update on the work being done at both schools.
Today, we are here to sign a contract with Bain & Sports to provide a BSS 300 track surface. This proprietary system has been installed at sporting facilities around the world. The track at Preston Aubrey will be surfaced in the aquamarine and gold of our beloved Bahamian flag, similar to the 242 basketball courts Bahamas Striping has installed throughout the country. Bain provides a 10-year warranty on the installation, and a special coating will be applied to ensure the track surface maintains its viability.
On hand for the signing was Youth, Sports and Culture Minister Mario Boleg. He says the work on both schools' track couldn't have come at a better time.
These 2 tracks are very timely. As we know, as we move in early March, we'll be having the Northeastern Regional, which will be held in Eleuthera. And the Central Regional will be held in Exuma. So I'm saying to the President and CEO that I hope that these tracks are finished in time because we had already had intentions at Ellen Coakley and Albury to host these events. And we go under the theme this year, every island, every ability, and every mind in motion. And so with the government of Bahamas and this administration focused on developing these family islands, not only for the economic boost, but also with these tracks coming in time, we should also be able to not only hold local regionals, but also international competition that will bring economic boost to these family islands. And so as the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, I'm very proud at this moment, looking forward as these 2 are just the beginning of many other facilities that are presently on the way in some of the other family islands.
When our news weekend comes back from the break, helping businesses renew their licenses through a one-stop shop and convenient experience. The Department of Inland Revenue continuing their DIR Comes to You initiative. Plus, the untold story of Cable Bahamas, part 1 of a 3-part docu-series premieres tonight. The CEO gives insight on what to expect. The details coming up when our news weekend returns.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set them all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set them all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
When I started in telecommunications in 1998, I was bored and overwhelmed because I said, this is the best kept secret in the world.
The Bahamas issued a call for a cable license.
So we were a startup, a brand new entity in a brand new country with a product that nobody really understood.
People didn't believe, it was difficult. Ingram said that will never happen.
They turned us down, and Phil decided, you know what? Well, we're gonna chart our own destiny, and we're gonna build our own network.
Once you started to hear about cable TV, it really didn't make any difference because your reality was, okay, we're gonna have one more channel, and you didn't think it was going to have such an impact until you got it.
Thousands of entrepreneurs are being asked the very important operating question, have you renewed your business license? Marking renewal season on Saturday, the Department of Inland Revenue is attempting to make the process of licensing easier for thousands of Bahamians with their recurring event, DIR Comes to You. During the initiative held at the Mall at Marathon, Communications Manager for Inland Revenue, John Williams, telling our news team their goal is to have all services required to obtain a business license in one centralized location. The mission is to cater to all entrepreneurs, with one exception, those registered as limited companies.
All of the agencies are here today, with the exception of Ministry of Works. They sent their apologies, so they're going to be here next Saturday, the 24th, when we're here. So we're still trying to create a one-stop shop experience for taxpayers. Now, with a storefront, it's going to require a board approval and in-person inspection, so you can start the process here for that, but it will continue on into the week. Home-based businesses, we want you in and we want you out.
Now, next Saturday's initiative at the Mall at Marathon will conclude the event. But although those services move from the mall, Williams says they've allocated times throughout the week dedicated to assisting citizens with the business license process.
We have assistance Monday to Thursday at our office, about 3 different sessions. If you follow our social media page, you'll see the times when we post them. I think it's at 10 to 11, 12 to 1, and 2 to 3 for persons who just want to come into the office for regular assistance.
Well, in just a matter of moments, the untold story of Cable Bahamas premieres right here on Cable Channel 212 and will be streaming live on the Our News and Rev YouTube pages. The 3-part docu-series tells the story of the company's journey from Canadian ownership to now 100% Bahamian owned. I sat down with CEO Franklin Butler II earlier this week, who emphasized while that there is a lot to be proud of, there is still more to be built. He shared this message for the team that helps to keep the nation connected.
Let me just say, not because we Bahamian mean we should become entitled. Every day the message to me, to all of our colleagues, and I want all of our employees to hear this, is that we got to continue to be better. We got to continue to be more efficient and effective. Our country is depending on us. We ain't got no choice. We ain't here to be entitled. We here to make our country better. And so I am so proud of many of our associates. I recently, over the last 90 days, had an opportunity to spend a lot of time teaching and engaging with all of our associates, Megan. And I must tell you, I'm so impressed with the level of talent. Mm-hmm. People just need time. People just need to be nurtured and mentored.
And with nearly 31 years under our belt, Butler shares what he wants the legacy of Cable Bahamas to portray.
Our legacy is how do we continue to transform, to give people the opportunity to experience more, to remain at the center of the ecosystem of development technologically, but as a part of the technological a success, we got to make sure we bring our colleagues, our Bahamian brothers and sisters along. We ain't need foreigners to do everything for us.
Nope.
No doubt sometimes we need foreigners to do things for us because there's no doubt if you look at AI at the forefront and as we're seeing the global landscape change, this fight is between the titans, whether the Chinese and the Americans. There's no question about that. So we always gonna have to look to them for the leadership. But that mean we gotta depend on them exclusively. We won't be able to take their ideas to be in their classrooms, to be in their environments, and to learn what we got to do, but to protect the best little country on earth. And that is about every cable Bahamian.
Still to come on Our News Weekend, do you know Bahamian trivia? Well, a new card game is looking to put your knowledge to the test. We'll tell you how you can get your hands on Tank Up Bahamas. But first,
we check out the Nassau Tennis Championship, so don't go anywhere. Our sports weekend is up next.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that running nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set up all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set up all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Cetamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
When I started in telecommunications in 1998, I was bored and overwhelmed because I said, this is the best kept secret in the world.
The Bahamas issued a call for a cable license.
So we were a startup, a brand new entity in a brand new country with a product that nobody really understood.
People didn't believe, it was difficult. Ingram said that will never happen.
They turned us down, and Phil decided, you know what? Well, we're gonna chart our own destiny, and we're gonna build our own network.
Once you started to hear about cable TV, it really didn't make any difference because your reality was, okay, we're gonna have one more channel, and you didn't think it was going to have such an impact until you got it.
Good evening, happy Sunday, welcome to Our Sports Weekend. I'm Tej Adderley. The Nassau Tennis Cup headed into its second week of play yesterday at Bahamas, and we pulled up to check it out.
The IC Bahamas participates in international competitions, and we also decided to organize events in the Bahamas itself because we felt there's a need for competitive events for the best club players in the country. There's a lot of Bahamians who played college and now they might be teaching professionals or they have an office job, but they still like to play competitive tennis besides their regular weekly match-up with their friends.
That's Alexander Murbach. He works with the Bahamas chapter of the International Tennis Organization. He helped to organize the Nassau Tennis Cup, which puts high-level tennis players from the local and expat community against each other in heated competition.
This year we have 7 teams. We have teams from the west, like Ulster Bay, Liferkey, Cable Beach. We have teams from the other parts of Nassau, Harold Road, Waterloo, Paradise Island. Bahamar is also fielding a team, and we all play each other. Today we're playing round 3 and 4, and we have about average of 8-9 players per team.
For what it's worth, the tournament's participants seem to be having a really great time.
We're having a good time so far. We're placed in 3rd of 8 teams. We expect to do a lot better today, but it's tennis. It's fun for us. We're going up against some of the best professionals and good amateurs here in the Bahamas. So we're having a good time playing, good camaraderie.
Now, the tournament's all wrapped up for the week, but you can catch the final session next Saturday morning. Matches begin at 10 a.m. Here's what else happened yesterday in sports. The Bahamas national teams dominated the World Flag Football Cup in Tampa yesterday. The U9 squad beat the Winter Garden Bengals 28-0. Then they beat the Silverbacks FFC 24-18. The U16s beat up on the Montreal squad 20-7, and they beat Triple Threat out of Texas 27-16. The U12s, however, had rougher luck, falling 14-0 to the Lightning Legends and 12-0 to the Metro Tigers. The tournament wrapped up earlier today. Over on the court, Klay Thompson had a big night to help the Dallas Mavericks notch a 138-120 win over the Utah Jazz. He had 23 points on 7 of 12 shooting, and he made 6 of his 11 three-point attempts. Buddy Hield also came up big off the bench in the Golden State Warriors 136-116 win over the Charlotte Hornets. He had 14 points on 5 of 8 shooting, and he made 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. He also had 2 rebounds and 2 blocks in only 18 minutes. Over in college, the Conference USA's leading scorer and rebounder, Rima Collins, had 22 points and 16 rebounds in Florida International University's 67-59 win over UTEP. Her teammate and fellow Bahamian Danica Lightburn had 11 points off the bench, and Fred King helped the Murray State Racers to their 12th straight win last night when they beat Indiana State 85-81. The big fella from South Andros had 14 points and 13 rebounds, and he shut down the paint with 4 blocks. And before we go, DeAndre Ayton and the Los Angeles Lakers are getting ready to face the Toronto Raptors right now, so check that out if you can. Well, that is the wrap for sports this evening. For our sports weekend, I'm Tage Adderley, and I'll see you next Saturday. Have a great week.
On the other side of this break, chilly temperatures in the days ahead. Meteorologist Ian McKinsey steps in the Weather Center with a complete look at your forecast across the country. Stick with us.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that running nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set up all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set up all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
When I started in telecommunications in 1998, I was bored and overwhelmed because I said, this is the best kept secret in the world.
The Bahamas issued a call for a cable license.
So we were a startup, a brand new entity in a brand new country with a product that nobody really understood.
People didn't believe, it was difficult. Ingram said that will never happen.
They turned us down, and Phil decided, you know what? Well, we're gonna chart our own destiny, and we're gonna build our own network.
Once you started to hear about cable TV, it really didn't make any difference because your reality was, okay, we're gonna have one more channel, and you didn't think it was going to have such an impact until you got it.
Welcome back, everyone. This is our news. Here's a look now at your forecast. Currently outside our studios, we have shower activity with a temperature of 77, feels like at 81. Muggy conditions with that southwesterly wind at 16 miles per hour, all courtesy of that frontal system approaching us. Across the country at this time in the Northwest Bahamas, we have 75s in Freeport as well as Great Harbor Key, 73 in Marsh Harbor under rain, cool temperatures, 74 in Alistown, 76 in Nicholstown, 77 in the capital, and 78 in Governor's Harpy, Luther. Central Bahamas, 80s in Kemps Bay, 79s in Black Point and Deadman Key, Long Island, 77 in Georgetown, Arthurstown, and Coburn Towns in Salvador, 78 in Port Nelson, Rum Key. Southeast Bahamas, we have 79s in Colonel Hill and Duncantown, Ragged Island, 78 in Delectable Bay, 78 also in Matthewtown and Providenciales, Turks and Caicos, 77 in Abrahams Bay, Miagwana. Satellite and radar composite at this time. Much is going on. This is a very active cold front that is pushing through the southeast U.S., entering our area as we speak. This system should dump some significant amounts of rainfall overnight into early tomorrow morning. Behind it, much cooler temperatures and breezy to windy conditions in its wake. So we want to advise boaters, residents, please be guided accordingly. Dress your kids comfortably in warm clothing as well. Boaters, we're asking you to try remain on shore as well as swimmers. Boating forecast, speaking about boating conditions, we expect a caution in place, risk of rip currents for swimmers, winds west-southwest to west-northwest at 15 to 20, but they will be gusting higher, seas 4 to 7 feet, low tide at 1:38 a.m. tomorrow morning, high tide at 8:01 a.m. tomorrow morning. Central and Southeast Bahamas, a caution in place as well. Winds will be east to southeast. Generally in the Central and Southeast Bahamas, winds will shift more northerly tomorrow in the Central Bahamas after that frontal passage, maintaining those 15 to 20 knot wind speeds. Seas will be running 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your extended forecast, that frontal system will continue to push through the northwest Bahamas. With it, we expect windy conditions in its way, cooler temperatures. The frontal system should stall just to the south of the capital across the central Bahamas. Low pressure system expected to form, dumping some rainfall across our area. Then gradually clearing out Thursday, Friday. Expect another frontal system reinforcing one, so look for those cooler temperatures to hang around for pretty much the bulk of the week. Those high temperatures will struggle to get into the upper 70s, low 80s by the end of the week. With your low temperatures, we're going to see those 60s and even possibly 50s in extreme northwest Bahamas across portions of Freeport and Abaco. That's a wrap in the evening forecast. Make it a great, safe, productive week, everyone.
Thanks so much, Ian. And now meet 28-year-old Shavante Sims, CEO and founder of a new Bahamian-inspired game, Up Bahamas. Sims says game nights have always been a go-to kickback event for her friend group, and one night she decided they needed a new game, something a little closer to home.
I love our Bahamian culture so much. I love our sense of humor. I love our culture. Why don't we have something that's our own that we can play or that we can basically share? So I got inspired to create the game. It was just a concept, and then this past year I finally put pen to paper and actually made it a real thing.
And what exactly can you expect from Up Bahamas? Well, Sims says she was inspired by the people and events that define our culture.
So a lot of our politicians, a lot of our athletes, I mentioned them in the card as well. I gave a shout out to a lot of prominent figures. And a lot of things that happened like in our culture, like for example, the Shawnee Miller incident that happened during the Rio Olympics, I believe. I put that in there as well because I thought that was something that was very sacred to our culture.
She admits she didn't have much faith that anyone else would be interested in Up Bahamas outside of her immediate friends and family. But she says it was a particular opportunity that ignited her confidence to move forward.
I didn't really have much faith in it because I figured, this isn't something anyone would be interested in other than me and maybe some friends. However, I got an opportunity from the OWN Foundation to go on stage and pitch my idea, and I got awarded a grant to basically bring the idea into fruition. So that kind of catapulted me into like getting it from a vision to an actual physical product.
But it wasn't all fun and games. There was also a business side to tend to.
It was fun for me making it, but it was also nerve-wracking because I kind of thought that, Bahamians, maybe they may be tricky, maybe they may not like it, maybe it may be a bit, weird because it's unprecedented. So it was very nerve-wracking in terms of like putting it out there, but making it was really fun for me because I learned a lot of facts that I didn't even know. I had to do a lot of research and fact check.
And now, with her soft launch in full swing, Sims says it feels amazing that the public is showing interest and purchasing Up Bahamas.
I'm still in disbelief by the support. I was not expecting it to blow up the way it did, but I love it because it shows that Bahamian people really appreciate our own.
She says it's only up from here and more is on the way.
I have already got some offers from certain local stores for distribution. I definitely want to partner with other retail stores. Definitely try to get it online for our Bahamians that are abroad. We are coming up with a second edition for students. And we're also going to be doing another edition. And I also have some books that are coming out the ending part of the month that are also culturally Bahamian inspired.
But for now, here's how you can get your hands on Up Bahamas.
I have an Instagram account. It's Up Bahamas, or you can reach me at 801-5407. That's my personal number if you want to get me to deliver the cards or to ship them to you. That's also an option.
And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepard. Have a safe and wonderful evening. Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.